So there it is. Bumper, winch installed, not wired up, but it's all bolted in. Lights are mocked up in. They got one bolt in them, so they'll hold in there, but they're not wired in or anything yet. I'm gonna be going through the wiring now, and I'm actually gonna take the carb off and clean it. So I'll show you guys how I did that. But this thing's really coming along cool. I'm really liking it. It's a shame she's not a speed demon, because she looks like she would be freaking going fast. I just love the way this thing looks. But I'm okay with that. One day we'll swap something else in the rear, and then one day she will go fast, and who knows? Who knows what will happen with this build? Wait, we do. But we're not telling you guys yet. That's ways down the road. Anyways, I'm gonna get into this. I really like how it's coming along, so let's do it. Alright, so getting to the back here, I got my first toe point, or my hitch, I guess, sorry, my hitch, and then I got my rack piece there. And you'll be seeing me add in some more gusset bars there and whatnot. But that's how she's looking. Pretty snifty, spiffy, whatever you want to call it. You can see the springs in there. I still got to get in there and weld everything solid. Most of the cage is all welded solid. But that's kind of how it's looking. I'm thinking I'm going to put some LED lights in here, and I'll move that brake light to the back of the bar here, so you'll be able to see that nice and clean when I hit the brakes. I'm going to hook that one up so it actually works with the brake bar. So when you pull the hand lever, the brake will come on. So then you can see the sheet metal in there as well. In the back of tires, or in front of tires, I mean. That's all coming out really good. I had a boy Tony over, who rides Magnum, who owns Magnum, and I had him cut me out some cardboard pieces and then make them in sheet metal. Alright, let's talk about these lights. Alright, so if we're talking headlights, we're talking not your stock headlights, because those suck. Anyway, so you're going to want LED replacements. And where you can get those, you can't. You can't find off-road mower headlights, but you can find a shit ton of LED headlights. Luckily for us, we got this place in town called Vivid Lumen LEDs, and they supplied us with these. We got these kind of style because this is a really close fit to most lawnmowers, along with the same style as Musk in the background. Hard to see, but I'll show you guys about close that in a second here. These units here. These are very stylish. They kind of got like a cat eye look to them, and you can run them on 2 different switches if you want to either do the cat's eye or the same. But I'll show you what that looks like, because they did wire it into Mitch's like that. So I'll cut to that in a second. First, let's fire these guys up, and I'll show you what these things look like turned on. Alright, so as you guys can probably see, they're bright. We really like these. I also run this bottom light bar, as you can see, and I can turn that on like that. So as you can tell, I'll have plenty of light when I'm ripping down the trail. And as some of you might know, this mower doesn't go fast, but hint hint, that might be changing real soon. Anyways, getting back to lights. If you're looking for some LED upgrades here, this is a great solution. They also have a bunch of different other styles. The ones I got in Musty are different. Mitch has the same lights of these, and I'll show you guys an up close of those right now actually. This. Of like something like that. So you can see it's literally like a cat's eye. It's a cat's eye light. That's what I call them. They're actually for a Volvo semi-truck, so that's what you'll be looking up. But yeah, super sweet light there. Check those out. I'll show you guys a snippet of what they look like on Mitch's mower right now. So that's the front. Yes, you can see that there's some bar on it. Now, you don't have to run this bar on this here, but I put it on because they're actually holding the lights in place, because the lights are just a little bit too small for my holes, which is fine because this looks pretty sweet. But with the 3-way switch, I can either turn on the eye itself or just the 2 little white guys on the outside. So I'll show you that in a second here. Alright, so that's just the eyes. And as you can see, those are bright. So that's really sweet. And then I'll throw on the other units. And there's the other units. So those are also really sweet. they don't get taken up, or they don't, the bar isn't in the way of any of the light shines. And then he's also got his cube up here, so in the nighttime Mitch should have plenty of lights. What's nice about this style LED and the same ones that are on Musty and like Mitch's and whatnot is that it's a 4-inch housing. So most of the lights that you're going to pull out, if you have a circular housing already, is going to be 4-inch. So that's going to be a pretty easy bolt-in scenario for you. Now for this, if you guys are following the build, this actually had little 3-inch square headlights. So took the grinder to it, grinded it out, made myself some bracketry in the back, and then bolted it all together. I'll show you. Alright, so like any job, you want to get your tools ready. So I got my supply of wire, my wire loom, the crimps, some hand tools, and of course the mower. Now Gramps owned this before me. Gramps, maybe your Gramps, who knows. As all grandpas do, they like to just, do it the right way, I guess. Just keep adding in, taking out, and I don't even know what goes through their mind. But anyways, I'm going to go back through this and get rid of the shit I don't want. So the first thing I like to do is start tracing out your wiring. I found that some of this old wiring leads up to a switch, and that switch has a light connected to it, and that's for the PTO. So I'm going to reuse the switch, but get rid of the wiring because I don't need that wiring because I'm not running a PTO anymore. A couple other things. I know this is my headlight switch, but I had headlights that run AC voltage. So there is a rectifier luckily on this guy. You can see him down here. Your mower most likely has one, but if it's broken or damaged in any way, you want to be careful because I'll explain this a little better. But so I have this wire coming up, and I put some LED headlights in like you guys seen. But if I just were to connect this on to my DC wired 12 volt headlights, this is not going to go well because this is going to be an AC power. So you're going to want to trace this out and make sure you either take that wire off, get rid of it, or get rid of where it comes from the engine. The AC comes from the engine. All right, so we spent a lot of yesterday getting the wiring all done. As you guys can see, it's pretty tidy. I still got more to add, lots of auxiliary wiring, but I'll go over it here. Okay, so big thing you guys are gonna want is this guy right here. Okay, so now my mower is live. Has activated the power. All right. So this key has my main power supply coming into it, and it leaves out of that. So when this key is not in, there's no power to the mower. So nothing can kill my battery or drain my battery. Nothing can be turned on. No, nothing till this key is installed. All right. So now lights can be turned on and such, like so. Oops, all right. Like so. All right, so I can turn on lights here. All right, so now at this point, I'm able to crank over my engine, like so, but I'll get no spark until that switch is connected. Now when I park it, I take my key with me. I can take both my keys with me and not have to worry about the battery draining or anything unless you have a shitty battery. Now it's installed, so you get it. All right, so another thing you might see is my powder coated horn. Got my dad to do me some powder coating, so that's pretty awesome. And you can see that this doesn't have a muffler on as well. Stay tuned. But one thing I'd like to say is the horn's not only for looks and it sounds cool and fun, but it is a safety aspect as well. I've had to use my horn multiple times to call Nick, like just tell Nick to stop mowing because I'm about to roll over or something, or who knows what, or I'm like I got 1 foot on the ground and I'm holding up my mower. Who knows what I am? So it's a good thing. Or who knows? You're stuck by yourself. Buddy's down the trail. Honk honk honk. Who knows? But we definitely we do like the horns on there. All right. So another thing I'd like to go over is boom. RGB LED rock lights. Now I picked these up from my good buddies Vivid Lumen in Kelowna here, and they're setting me up with some lights. They're also, like I was showing you guys, these headlights. They were able to set me up with these ones, which I really like. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how I install a set of rock lights, and I'll give you guys a link in the description as to where you can go get yourself some of those, and maybe some of these lights. Musty's got some lights too that are from there. We get a lot of lights from there, so maybe you guys want to check them out online. But yeah, so far we're giving a shit on the wiring. Hopefully getting out for a test drive tomorrow with Scrappy, but you guys won't be able to see that just yet.